Welcome back to Kegums, the Grand Prix of Latvia, for what has so far been a mesmerizing World Championship round here. Round 10 of the FIM MX2 and now MX1 Motocross World Championship. My name's Paul Malin. You join us live here trackside around this 1,540-meter long circuit. If you just watched MX2, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But the rain that we had during the break between MX1 Race 1 and Race 2 MX2 was just insane, and the track was left under a lot of water, particularly the start straight. And I'm waiting to see our pictures actually from the start straight now, just to see what state that is in. Well, they've tried to blade a little bit just initially there, it seems, but oh, maybe actually no, they've turned it all the way over, so we might be all right here. Commander Sal will carry one of our helmet cameras on the Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1 machine. Tony Cairoli, the Red Bull Factory KTM rider, will carry the other. The names on the screen, that's how they line up to the gate, courtesy of their qualifying race yesterday. But moto number one was, well, Tony Cairoli back in the driving seat. The start to finish win, never looked back, won it by almost 15 seconds ahead of Kenda Dijker, who was on the charge, came from outside the top 5, top 6 on the first lap to bring his Red Bull KTM home in second position ahead of Rui Gonçalves, who took the first podium of the year for Honda in that moto number one, ahead of Gauthier Paulin, Evgeny Bobryshev, Tanel Liot and Clément de Sal, who arrived here as a championship leader after Sweden, after winning well, both motos there, but he was just maybe over-excited in the first 3 or 4 corners, tried to put a pass on Rui Gonçalves and came off worse, and then he crashed again, and then he just made hard work for himself, eventually coming home in 7th place ahead of Sean Simpson, Christophe Pourcel and Kevin Strybos. So Tony Cairoli is once again our championship leader as the Monster Energy girls walk off, and the gate is about to drop here. Cairoli will be somewhere at the inside there on the very, very left. He's got one of the Hondas alongside him, that'll be Rui. And de Sal, well, good move there from de Sal, because he came across the back of Gonçalves, and he now finds himself in 3rd or 4th, maybe 5th position as they go through that first turn. And it's Cairoli from Strybos, from one of the Kawasaki's, Gauthier Paulin, Xavier Bourg. Sean Simpson actually just goes through and blocks Clément de Sal, who gets on the gas and finds a way back past Xavier Bourg, takes a quick look over the shoulder to check where he is, the Frenchman. But Tony Cairoli, knowing the importance of a good start, doesn't want to make the same mistake he did in Sweden a couple of weeks ago. And de Sal in the same corner as he went down in moto number one, almost getting caught out there as well. Kenda Dijker just a few positions further back, but at the moment it's Cairoli, Strybos, Paulin, Simpson in 4th there on the Monster Energy Yamaha. Then de Sal, Xavier Bourg, Rui Gonçalves, Kenda Dijker, Evgeny Bobryshev in 9th. And then we've got Gert Krasnov in 10th. Then Marc Deruva, Matteo Bonini, Christophe Pourcel, Tanel Liot, Barragan, Santu Tien and Davis Lives. In 17th, Vititas Buchas, Milko Podozek and Kim Lindström. Ranieri down in 26th position, Sebastian Pourcel just ahead of him. So those two have got a lot of work to do. As we're on board with Clément de Sal. Ah, Bobby's gone down just before the finish line area. So Evgeny Bobryshev down in 20th position as he came over the line. So not what he wanted 1 week before his first his home Grand Prix, the first for him in Russia. But here's Strybos, HM Plant KTM UK machine in 2nd position. The green Kawasaki there, the 21 of Gauthier Paulin, going a little bit off piste there in 3rd. Then we've got Sean Simpson, the black and white, in 4th, number 24. This is de Sal just behind them in 5th place. Probably just going to use his time wisely. Doesn't want to get too close to Sean Simpson and Gauthier Paulin as we go back on board. You watch what he does here. Backs off. Rui Gonçalves gives him absolutely no room whatsoever. So in the last minute decides, okay, I'm going down the inside. Runs it hot down the inside of Gonçalves. Gives him absolutely nowhere to go. And look at that. Tony Cairoli and Strybos just ahead of him, but he just got bogged down a bit here. Look at that. Didn't get a good jump. Gonçalves, to his credit, did keep it nice and straight. But see the front end dip there of the Suzuki just in the background. Gonçalves got forced wide there. So too did 1 or 2 other riders, but Strybos in second position. HM Plant KTM UK going after the 222, the new championship leader, Antonio Cairoli, who's won here in the past, of course. Track still a little bit sketchy for these guys, drying out in places, but still very wet off the race line. As Gauthier Paulin has found a way, Sean Simpson's found a way past Gauthier Paulin and is now in third place. So Simpson obviously favouring these conditions here on that new factory Yamaha. They're the two leaders ahead of him on the orange KTMs coming out of that final corner. DeSalle doing his best in fifth place. Then the 999 of Rui Gonçalves, the 9 of De Dijker in seventh. Xavier Bourg is eighth. Ninth is Deruva. 10th is Tenel Leo. Then Gert Krestinoff 11th. Christophe Pourcel is 12th. Here's De Dijker having a look at the inside of Rui Gonçalves to make a move on sixth place. And he had some pretty good lines in the first moto, did Ken De Dijker, as he fought his way through to second position in what was a Red Bull KTM 1-2. Rui Gonçalves just taking a look over to the wave section to see where DeSalle and Simpson, Strybos and Cairoli are. There's the back wheel, just gets a little bit wayward on that Honda World Motocross machine of the 999, Rui Gonçalves. Certainly nicer conditions than we had about an hour ago, start of MX2. Even the sun's coming out, look. DeSalle won't worry too much about that. He'll just want to do what he can to try and claim some more points back. He's 8 down at the moment on Tony Cairoli, better than 47 though, which he was at the start of the Grand Prix in Sweden 2 weekends ago. But certainly Cairoli not giving anybody a look in so far this weekend. Business as usual for him. Still relaxed, but maybe just that little bit extra focus just to make sure everything goes swimmingly and, well, excuse the pun. De Dijker going after the Honda of Rui Gonçalves. Bobryshev now in 19th, just looking down on the monitor. But this is a battle for sixth position at the moment. The red and white, the Honda of Rui Gonçalves. Look how horrible, choppy, gnarly it is through there as well. And the bike just going through so many different changes through that sweeping turn. You're going through, it's fast, you've got that jump as well, you're on the turn, you've got braking bumps as you take off into a bit of a berm as well. So you've got the reaction of the bike can kick in the opposite way as we've already seen. But also when you land, you've got the issue of braking bumps when you land as well. But Ken De Dijker looking to square off Rui Gonçalves. Certainly doesn't want to go as deep into the berm as the Honda rider did. Our first 3 riders, 4 riders disappearing. Oh, look at that, De Dijker. Now he senses his urgency to find a way past Rui Gonçalves, the Portuguese number 999, lead rider in this particular shot here. Cairoli, who just sets the fastest lap of the race so far, 2:02.0. 6/10 quicker than Kevin Strybos. And more than a second quicker than Sean Simpson, has 2.5 seconds as De Dijker monos his way through, but not going to go through there at turn 2. Oh, look at that mistake there, all of his own accord from Rui Gonçalves. Takes a look over his shoulder. He'll want to try and put the squeeze on De Dijker, but De Dijker not going to let him come through there. And instead he goes over from left to right to block the line on the takeoff. And then he makes a mistake through that next sweeping left. So Gonçalves then, will he jump from right to left? No, he drops it right across the front of Ken De Dijker, who was probably a little bit too guarded and defensive. So Strybos on the Monster Energy Yamaha then. Simpson, the Monster Energy Yamaha in third place behind Kevin Strybos, the HM Plant KTM rider. Both those guys having a good Grand Prix so far. Gauthier Paulin is fourth. Our onboard camera here with Clement DeSalle, as Paulin has found a way back past Sean Simpson. And DeSalle now looking to do the same. So it was short-lived then for Simpson in that third place, just for a lap or so. And Gauthier Paulin, what was his lap then? A 2:03.8, Simpson a 2:06.8. So see 1 or 2 problems for Simpson on that particular lap. Down by pit lane they go. There's the board for DeSalle. And he's looking to go up the inside of Sean Simpson here. Again, will he look to try and square off? No, but he won't get himself weighed down in the heavy berm around the outside there. Playing the waiting game again, just trying to pick his moment. Clement de Sal. There's Kenda Dyker in the background. He's now found a way past Rui Gonçalves, it looked like there. And now might be up in the 6th position as de Sal gets a face full of roost from Sean Simpson. One of the most difficult corners on the track. Doesn't look like much, but hard and slick underneath. Wet sand on top. Too much power. The back end comes around on you. And look how heavy that berm is there through the middle. And the jumps, the takeoffs. Oh, heavy landing there from Sean Simpson. Almost over the handlebars. Is that Cairoli? Cairoli's gone down, I think. Tony Cairoli, our race leader, goes down on the jump. So, wow, another dramatic twist then for Cairoli in terms of his championship, and the guy who he's challenging with the championship goes right by up the inside. Cairoli, you would sense, I didn't see the image obviously, but maybe just a little bit winded, landing off the jump, we don't know, but who knows. But certainly from Cairoli's point of view, he's now let Clement de Sal in, and just needing a little bit of time to mop the hands on the side of on his riding gear and that kind of thing. He's going after de Sal straight away because that's advantage Clement de Sal at the moment. Can't spend too long dwelling over what might have been and what might have happened just there, but Cairoli, he's going to be angry for the 2nd time in 2 weeks. We saw what happened in Moto number 1. Kenda Dyker, a strange habit there, taking his feet off just right on the takeoff. On the right side it looked like. Okay, so we're game on then. Strybos is our new race leader. HM Plant KTM. Gauthier Paulin, Factory Kawasaki in 2nd. Sean Simpson, Monster Energy Yamaha, back in 3rd. 10 seconds down on our leader, Strybos. Then we've got Clement de Sal here on the Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1. The yellow machine just there, the lead rider. He's in 4th position. He's got Tony Cairoli, number 222, championship leader after Moto number 1, and who's just thrown away the lead. And another advantage over Clement de Sal on the previous lap. He's now in 5th place. Kenda Dyker all over the back of them as well in 6th position, with Rui Gonçalves just another second or so further back. And then we've got Xavier Bourg, Tenol Leo, and Marc Deruva. Christophe Pourcel making no progress at the moment in 11th. Gert Kressenoff is 12th. In fact, there's Sebastian Pourcel. He's been down. He was already out of the points. And Sebastian Pourcel, well, where is Sebastian? 21st, it's showing on our monitor. But Cairoli, our onboard camera here, following Clement de Sal. So our helmet cam guy, who prepares the onboard cameras, Sandro Caselli. It was a bold move getting the championship leader and the 2nd place rider in the championship to share helmet cams on the same weekend, but who knows, we might get some great images coming from that. I'm surprised we've not seen an onboard slow-mo image yet as Sebastian Pourcel comes in of Tony Cairoli, sorry, making that mistake on that jump just a moment ago, unless he landed and stalled it, but didn't look like that really. Had obviously been down, but Kevin Strybos leads a race for the first time. Is it the first time this year? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know. Wouldn't like to say. I know he's been up the front on a number of occasions, but I was about to say leads first time in a few years, but certainly that was his podiums. But looking nice and relaxed, nice and smooth up front, picking his lines nicely. And he's 9.6 seconds clear of Gauthier Paulin. So at the moment, this is Kevin Strybos's race to throw away. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th come over that mound at the end of pit lane as quick as that. Paulin, Simpson, de Sal, Cairoli, de Dyker, and Rui Gonçalves about 2.5 seconds further back. But looking good for Strybos at the moment as we're on board with Cairoli. Tony Cairoli has Clement de Sal firmly in his sights here. Just be interesting to see which one of these two giants of MX1 will break first. Kenda Dyker, he is there looming in the background, number 9. Not sure if he's allowed to go past Cairoli or not in terms of team orders and championships and everything else. And we are getting to that end of the season now, but who knows, maybe he'll find his way through and find a way past de Sal. just to try and take a couple more points off him that way, but Cairoli wouldn't need such help anyway, as he attacks the jump that cost him his lead a couple of laps ago. Looking certainly the smoother of the two riders. Here's Tony Cairoli down the inside here into this tight right-hander. Thinks better of it, as him and Dessau get a bit squirrely going into that tight right in what is now the battle for fourth position. Sean Simpson just ahead of him, Monster Energy Yamaha rider in third. The circuit here, the riders saying yesterday how fast it was, but today, conditions anything but fast. You've really got to treat the circuit with a lot of respect. Certainly the second moto, as Tony Cairoli just found out a couple of laps ago. So we didn't see that incident there that caught him out, but certainly it's cost him a few positions, because with him being down in 5th place in this race, that's only 16 points. He was sitting pretty with 25 just a moment ago. Dessau taking a look over his shoulder, knows exactly where Tony Cairoli is, and these two a couple of years ago, I remember, seemed to bang bars on more than one occasion when Dessau was a Honda rider, Cairoli was a Yamaha rider. Not necessarily here, but Dessau, the more nervous looking of these two at the moment. As long as they can keep Simpson and Paulin in their sights, they'll be quite happy with that. Cairoli will be in no rush to find a way through, although the longer he stays there, the more chance he's got of just wrecking the goggles, getting filled in, getting roosted. But look at that, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Second just going out of shot as Dessau goes up the inside of Sean Simpson. So Cairoli now, he knows he's going to have to go find a way past Simpson. That Clément Dessau already put a little bit of a spurt on, picking up the pace as he goes after Gauthier Paulin. Senses an opportunity here, does Clément Dessau, to claw back some of those 8 points that he lost in Moto number 1. Well, more than 8 points. It's an 8-point deficit. He actually lost, what, 11 points or 12 points in the end. Cairoli there, 2:22. Will the championship red plate go back on to the Red Bull KTM in a week's time at the Russian Grand Prix at Semiguri, as he goes up the inside of Sean Simpson? Gives him nowhere to go. Simpson goes to the inside, but he's not going to react from there. Cairoli gets the distance on the downhill step. And Simpson just riding around just a little bit too easily at the moment, it seems. 2nd, 3rd, 4th in that left-hander. There's Gauthier Paulin, sorry, Clément Dessau. He's in 3rd position, going after Gauthier Paulin. Didika gets caught out there. Simpson just got a bit offline. Simpson ran off wide there, and Didika almost given nowhere to go. Dessau all on the rear wheel of the Kawasaki Racing Team. Factory rider, number 21, Gauthier Paulin, that's him there. Face full of rooster ground. Look how shiny it was coming out of there and under the Investrade Bank sign. If Clément Dessau can find a way through on Gauthier Paulin quickly, that might help him out in terms of trying to claw back some of those points on Tony Cairoli. But number 21, Paulin, not really going to be in the mood for moving over, certainly for either of those two guys behind him. 25 Dessau and 222 Tony Cairoli. But he's a lot closer than he was a few corners ago, Dessau. Cairoli will just lift his head up from rear wheel just kicking up on that Suzuki as he came on the approach towards that tabletop 1. Cairoli would have just looked up a moment ago just to see exactly what's going on ahead of him. It's like Ranieri maybe, a lap down after going down on the opening lap. Maybe not, maybe it's Mihalko Chu actually. Yeah, 6:11. So, 8 laps complete. Strybos nearly 13 seconds clear of Gauthier Paulin. He's in second position. The guy in front of us directly on that yellow Suzuki, Clément de Sal, he's in third, just ahead of our onboard camera there. Tony Cairoli, then Ken de Dijker just losing ground now in 5th place. Sean Simpson is 6th. Rui Gonçalves is 7th ahead of Borglio and Deruva, the top 10. The fight for second intensifies here in the remaining 16.5 minutes plus 2 to go. The second MX1 race, round 10 of the FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship here, the Latvian Grand Prix at the very tough, demanding circuit of Kegums. About 45 minutes away from the capital, Riga. One of the, well, it's the biggest city in the Baltic states. Here's Riga, one of the biggest cities in Northern Europe. But bit of a game of chess going on here between Paulin, number 21, the yellow machine there, 25, Gauthier Paulin, and that rider there, 222, Antonio Cairoli. As each one of them decides when best to pick their moment. Guys with double single through there. And Ken de Dijker, he's not done yet. After looking out of it about a half a lap ago, 2.5 seconds down, suddenly Ken de Dijker just shot back from nowhere, and he's all over the rear wheel of Tony Cairoli in 5th place. So Cairoli suddenly is going to have to be a little bit mindful of what's going on around him, not just ahead there to 25 de Sal, but also Ken de Dijker. But you kind of sense that Tony Cairoli could just pick it up at any given moment. It was something of a 3-horse race, really, when we arrived here with de Sal as a new championship leader, 3 points behind him, Tony Cairoli, and about another 9 points further back, Christophe Pourcel. But Christophe Pourcel down in 11th position at the moment. Wasn't so great for him in Moto number 1 either, down in 9th place, but didn't like the track yesterday when he came here. Probably just as critical of it as he was yesterday about today, with the conditions being so brutal and horrible. But not sure what Russia holds in store for him, but certainly for the rest of the season he's looking forward to getting on and racing the places like Czech Republic, at Loket, Matli Basin, Lierop, Teushenthal, and also Faenza, the European Grand Prix. De Sal just trying to go a little bit too tight. Losing ground to Gauthier Paulin. Falls right back into the clutches of Antonio Cairoli there, 222. But what a great ride for Kevin Strybos. 12.9 seconds clear at the moment on the HM plant. KTM UK machine. Rides in the British Championship as well for Roger McGee. Ken de Dijker just off the back there, number 9. 5 seconds between him and Sean Simpson in 6th place. Rui Gonçalves had a good start, but he's down in 7th, just ahead of Xavier Borgen, Sanel Leoc and Marc Deruva. Bobashev up into 12th, going after Christophe Pourcel, but he's about 11 seconds down on him. Then Barragan, Krestinov 14th, Milko Podizek, HDI, Honda France 15th, Santu Tienen, Ice One Racing, Kawasaki, Kim Lindstrom, Matteo Bonini, August Just, Davis Lives, a couple of Latvians in the points. We're looking at Clément de Sal once again going after Gauthier Paulin. Yesterday they could double, single, double through there, or something to that effect. But you see very much single on the back wheel, picking your moment, picking your way through. Strybos already over the line, 10 laps completed for him. But second place now, just getting a little bit hotter. Gauthier Paulin, a mistake for him, coming out onto pit lane straight. Goes from one side of the track to the other, gets buried a little bit deep on the entry to that turn, and then had nothing on the exit. Suddenly feels the pressure from Clément de Sal. De Sal has been waiting. Oh, look at that, Clément de Sal almost into the back of Gauthier Paulin, who's just looking a little bit like he needs a lifeline at the moment. De Sal certainly making it difficult for the green Kawasaki rider. Still almost 13 seconds clear, and another mistake there for Gauthier Paulin. Certainly wouldn't have done Clément de Sale any favours, because he would have had to have backed off. He said one of the most difficult corners on the track, one of the slowest as well, and it's for that reason that you have to be extra vigilant. De Sale looking to go around the outside here. Doesn't want to get caught behind Gauthier Paulin. He's had 2 incidents in about 2 corners where he's followed and almost gone into the back of the number 21 there. Dropping it around the outside. This time he goes through. A mistake in the corner there for Gauthier Paulin. So De Sale moves himself up into second position. That's the 4 points he's claimed back over Tony Cairoli. Because De Sale sitting on 22 points at the moment. Cairoli on 18. Just watch this. Gets on the gas, it lights up, almost comes to a stop there, and De Sale just had to pull out of the challenge. Was on the inside line. Yeah, look at that. Had to leg his way through. Didn't cost him as much time as I thought it would. Repositioned himself over the seat. Almost hopped off the seat just to enable the suspension just to lift up rather than compressing in and getting the back wheels off. But look at that, Paulin going backwards. Cairoli goes through. So Tony Cairoli only going to be losing 2 points to Clément de Sale at the moment. So that'll be the championship lead down to 6. So as it stays there, as we speak, Tony Cairoli would still lead the championship. But De Dijker now going after 21, Gauthier Paulin, who's going to lose 3 positions in about as many corners. Oh, De Dijker working hard. Kevin Strybos just out on a training run at the moment, 13 seconds clear of Clément de Sale, who's now found a way past Gauthier Paulin. So too has Tony Cairoli. Ken De Dijker looking to do the same any moment now. So it'll be interesting to see how these lap times come down and how they change. Strybos 2:04.7 out on his own. De Sale 2:04.5, so 2 tenths quicker in traffic. And then Paulin 2:06.7, Cairoli 2:05.1, De Dijker 2:04.6. So he was the quickest man on track after De Sale. So yeah, De Sale, De Dijker, and then Strybos, the fastest 3 riders on track. Lap 11. Simpson is still 7th, Borg is 8th, Leoc is 9th. As De Dijker waits to have another look in that very, very tight right turn. Tony Cairoli disappearing out in the opposite direction. And Gauthier Paulin just doing his best to try and salvage what he can, it seems at the moment. Not sure if he's spent all his energy in moto number 1, where he finished in 4th place, but 25 seconds down on the winner, Cairoli then. But look at that, leaves the door wide open. Ken De Dijker up the inside and slots himself into, 4th position. So Kevin Strybos then, ooh, look at that. Times are coming down, 2:01.0, fastest man on track, Clément de Sale, 10.5 seconds now, that gap between our race leader, Kevin Strybos, who just went round in a 2:03.6, so he lost a good 2.5 seconds there. So suddenly then, 8 minutes to go, +2. This guy here, our race leader, going to be nervous times for him as he looks to go after a first race win in a long time. Here's Kevin Strybos at the end of the wave section. Clément de Sale just reaching the end there ahead of Cairoli here, our onboard camera. 1 of 2. Clément de Sale, the guy coming towards us, has the second one. So Tony Cairoli might just be happy to sit there at the moment, but a couple of days ago when we sat down with him, he said he was, he'd worked hard to build up his 47 points, his buffer. And suddenly that went after those 2 DNFs in Sweden a couple of weeks ago. So he's not likely to give up any more 3 points if he can help it, but if he can, he'll go after Clément de Sale, and he will do so from any time now, which is normally when he decides to pull the pin and go. But de Sale was a second faster than Tony Cairoli on that occasion, and he's already eating into the lead of Kevin Strybos, brought it down from 13 seconds. It's now down to 10.5. Mark Verpaulen getting ready to hand the ball to Clément de Sal, who's looking pretty good at the moment, looking smooth. Opting for the shorter inside route and a double single on the way down. Strybos goes through in a 2:04.6. Clément de Sal comes over the line with a 2:03.1, so 9.02 seconds. Still got time on his side, has Kevin Strybos. The Red Bull KTM team look on anxiously to see what Tony Cairoli can do, and Ken de Dijker, of course, who's now up into 4th place behind his teammate, about 4 seconds down. Paulin now 5th. There is Cairoli. In terms of the overall Grand Prix, Cairoli would still win on 45 with a win and a 3rd. De Dijker would be 2nd with a 2nd and a 4th. And Strybos would be back on the podium, 3rd, tying on points with Clément de Sal on 36 with a 5th and a win. They'll be 36 points apiece. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out in the remaining moments of this race. Tano Leop, Xavier Bourg going at it here. Just a quick look at Xavier Bourg, see if he's doing anything different. Either way, he's closing up, and Sean Simpson takes a look down towards his right foot peg, maybe a brake pedal, maybe got caught in a rut or something like that, but certainly Sean Simpson, who is in 7th position at the moment, coming under pressure from the Kawasaki of Xavier Bourg and the number 4 Suzuki of Tano Leop. They are closing in fast on Sean Simpson, and Leop looking interested as well. Got just over 4 minutes to go. Strybos lead now down to 7 seconds as de Sal closes him down. So 4 minutes plus 2 laps to go. There's Tony Cairoli, 2:22. He's in 3rd position, 2 seconds adrift of Clément de Sal, who's constantly quicker than Kevin Strybos since he's found a way into 2nd position. Xavier Bourg having a moment through there on more than one occasion, and that was him going down. So Xavier Bourg then throwing away 8th position at the moment, shakes his head as well as he goes to pick himself up. Short jog back to the bike. So that's an easy move then in the end for Tano Leop. One less rider to worry about there, the Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1 rider number 4, as he goes after Sean Simpson in 7th position. Simpson there just ahead of him on the Monster Energy Yamaha. Mark Deruva on the Ice One Racing Kawasaki is in 10th ahead of Evgeny Bobryshev, Christophe Pourcel, Jonathan Barragan, and Gert Kresenov. Milko Podisek is still 13th ahead of Santu Tienen, Kim Lindstrom, August Just, Sebastian Pourcel, and Davis Lives. No problems for Simpson that time around, so maybe it was just a temporary thing. Oh, de Sal looks like he's been off. De Sal looked like he might have been off there, or certainly offline at the top of the hill. And let's just keep an eye on the timing screen. Yeah, Cairoli's gone through. And de Sal, he's had a moment here somewhere. We're on board with Cairoli. And just watch this, as the back end, yeah, he's high-side his way down and onto the shoulders. He crashed up here with Stephen Frossard last year, gets flung from the bike. Very difficult part of the circuit. Game of chicken going on there as well. Didn't know which way to run, but Cairoli doing a great job of avoiding it. So Clement de Sal, another opportunity lost there. Then looked like he was able to take a couple of points back on Tony Cairoli, but Cairoli and De Dijker both going through. So de Sal gonna move back to what, 12 points down, I think. So Clement de Sal, what can you say really? Other than just another tough day at the office for him. De Dijker though, still got Tony Cairoli in his sights. But Strybos, well, that gap was coming down between him and de Sal, and it's still there at 7.3 seconds. So Tony Cairoli, not sure he's going to do anything to challenge the lead of Kevin Strybos. And what a great turnaround this would be for Roger McGee and the HM Plant KTM UK squad, who I don't know what they've done with him this year, alongside Harry Everts and one or two other people in the background, I'm sure, but whatever they've done to get Kevin Strybos fired up, it certainly worked, because he's now looking at his third podium this year in the overall sense. And it'll actually be third on 36. Just 1 point ahead of Rui Gonçalves, so Clement de Sal would miss out as well. He'd lose another couple of positions due to that points loss. Ken de Dijker certainly looked strong all weekend. Tony Cairoli just a little bit ahead of him. Obviously decided to settle for third position. Ken de Dijker now 7 seconds down. There's our race leader though. HM Plant KTM UK. Kevin Strybos looking at another third overall Grand Prix. What a weekend he's having as well. Just certainly the second moto, doing everything right. Just be interesting to hear what he says as well when he comes over the line. The youngster from Giel in Belgium, not a million miles away from Lommel, who first raced a Grand Prix, 125 Grand Prix back in 2000 in Finland. Currently has 5 Grand Prix victories to date. His last being 2007 Lierop in MX1. So Kevin Strybos, 2 laps to go. Showing why the team HM Plant KTM UK put their faith in him. There's Clement de Sal in 4th place, 8 seconds down on 3rd place rider Ken de Dijker, but he will know it could have been so different. Blue flags being waved. Bit of a battle going on here between Rui Gonçalves and the 21 Gauthier Paulin. So Gonçalves has gone through up into 5th position. So Gauthier Paulanen, who had a great start. To the race. Just got to the second half of Moto though, and just seems to have run out of steam. There's 377, not seen too much of him actually. Christophe Pourcel down in 12th place. So we'll be, I guess, just looking forward to getting to Russia and trying to see what racetrack awaits everybody there. Tony Cairoli, though, he'll win the overall Grand Prix with a first and a second. Kevin Strybos, though, our race leader. HM Plant KTM UK, already on his final lap, as he looks to do something about ending that win streak that, as far as I can tell, goes right the way back to 2007. When he finished second in a championship riding for Suzuki behind Steve Ramon. Final round of the year at Lierop, I think that was, in the Netherlands. He took a first and a second there that day. And that would have been his last Grand Prix victory as well, 2007 Lierop, with a win and a second, 47 points out of Mark Deruva and Steve Ramon. So Kevin Strybos, the HM Plant KTM UK rider, has got about 3 or 4 more corners to go. And here he is, penultimate turn. It's been a bit of a coast for him the second half of the race, but Kevin Strybos rounds the final turn, heads to the Monster Energy finish line jump, takes the checkered flag and wins the race, gets 3rd overall in the Grand Prix, and that's his first race win since race 1, Lierop 2007, the final round of that championship campaign. Tony Cairoli, well, it could have been 2 wins for him out of 2, but he has to settle for a first and a second, with Kenda Dijkert coming home in 3rd. So it's going to be Cairoli, De Dijkert and Strybos on the podium. Ramon Asal could have been so much better for him. He's coming home in 4th position. He's holding himself there. He's obviously had a big crash, but 4th in the race. He's still within a championship winning shot. Ramon Asal didn't look too good for him then as he came over the line. Just then holding his back, but we saw it was a big crash. Here's Tony, here's Amy.
Congratulations, you won the GP of Latvia. How do you feel?
I'm happy, you know, but I hope my wrist is nothing serious, because I feel a little bit a lot of pain already, and I hope it's nothing too serious. But I'm happy for winning the GP. It was really tough race after the crash, and yeah, I do my best to win, and it works, so I'm happy.
Well done. I'll let you go and check that out.
So Tony Cairoli then comes over, wins the Grand Prix with a first and a second, but he's in some kind of pain after that crash. Got a wrist problem going on, so he'll need to get that looked at between now and Russia in 1 week's time. And obviously, hopefully nothing serious. He was able to pick himself up and pick up points to keep that red plate going into Russia. But wow, big news then. Cairoli, a wrist injury despite winning the overall Grand Prix here. Official confirmation of the results in a moment, of course. Sean Simpson, though, dropping down to 8th. That was Strybos, though, winning the Grand Prix Moto number 2. As I said, first time since 2007. We'll give you official confirmation of the results here. Race 2, MX1, round 10 of the FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship, the Latvian Grand Prix here at what has been a very, very difficult Grand Prix for both MX2 and MX1 this weekend, and what's been quite a dramatic turn of events as well. But what we do know is Kevin Strybos, the winner of Moto number 2, just a moment ago in MX1, taking his first race win since Lirop, the final round of the MX1 World Championship in 2007. His final ever Grand Prix victory as well overall. That's Tony Cairoli come over the line in second position, but as he just mentioned a moment ago in the post-race interview, and the gesticulation there says it all, he has a wrist injury. Of course, we don't know how bad that is yet, but believers, Tony Cairoli, not one to normally fake injuries and that kind of thing. So obviously, as soon as we get news on that, we'll bring it to you. But the likelihood is we probably won't get any today. Confirmation note of race 2, Kevin Strybos, Tony Cairoli, Ken de Dijker, Clement de Sal, Rui Gonçalves, Paulan dropping back to 6 ahead of Tanel Leok, Sean Simpson, Xavier Bourg, and Mark de Ruva. Bengani Bobashev was 11th, ahead of Christophe Pourcel, Jonathan Barragán, Gert Prestonov, Milko Potasek, Santu Tienen, Sebastian Paulsal, Kim Lindström, August Just, and Davis Lives. Mihal Kochu on the edge of the points there, ahead of Bonini, Lansu, and the rest. Tony Cairoli wins the overall Grand Prix by 5 points over Ken de Dijker, Kevin Strybos, Rui Gonçalves, Paulan, and de Sal. So Tony Cairoli back and in the driving seat, it would appear, taking a decent amount of points out of Clement de Sal this weekend, as he, well, he'll move to 3.92 by my calculations. Clement de Sal will be 12 points behind him on 380. And here are the championship classification here. Tony Cairoli 392, de Sal 380, Christophe Pourcel losing ground after making it all up in Sweden. Paulan, de Dijker, Strybos, Bourg, Leok, Gonçalves and Philippart. Simpson now 11th, Bobashev 12th. As you can see, the rest of the guys there. Caro not riding this weekend. Not sure when we'll see him back on a bike, but there you go. Obviously when he's good and ready, I guess. But Tony Cairoli there. The gold plate this weekend in Sweden, it was numbers with a red background, which almost looked like a gold and a red plate. And obviously, I'm guessing that'll be back on in a week's time in Russia. So just the gold with the black numbers this weekend for Tony Cairoli. Looking quite ordinary for him, but there you go. Manufacturers' Championship looks like this. KTM 442 pulling clear from Kawasaki after Kawasaki took the advantage in Sweden. Then Suzuki still third, with Yamaha, Honda, TM rounding out down there in 6th position. So good day for KTM in the end, not so good for Kawasaki. Look at the ground they lost there. That was all square coming into this weekend. Kawasaki having the advantage though. So our podium then. Third overall, HM Plant KTM UK. Kevin Strybos third overall with a second race win. And he's getting good at this now, isn't he? Gets himself back on the podium. Tony Cairoli, though, Red Bull KTM, has to settle for, Ken de Dijker second overall, Tony Cairoli third overall. Here we go again. Strybos third, de Dijker second. Tony Cairoli, our overall Grand Prix winner. Can't hear myself think with the music that's blaring out through the stereo there, but Cairoli, you can just see him flexing his hand there. And had a similar moment, Belgian Grand Prix, 1997. Crash whilst leading a race and landing on the skate void, broke it, but was able to finish the race, but it wasn't comfortable. I hope it's nothing like that for Tony Cairoli as Kevin Strybos takes his third overall trophy this weekend. Ken de Dijker, pleased to be on the podium in second, 42 points for him. Tony Cairoli then, our overall winner. Salvis Freemanis, the BKF president, and Tony Cairoli, his reef, but you can see he's just in a load of discomfort with that left wrist. The last place he wants to be, bizarrely, is the top step of the podium. Claudio Di Carli, another winner's trophy for KTM, and of course his workshops as well. Tony Cairoli, though, continues to lead the championship. We already said that, 12 points now. He was 8 when he arrived here, so despite a wrist injury, extended his lead by 4 points despite throwing away 25 in the second moto with that little mistake that he made on the jump that has resulted in a left wrist injury. But Kevin Strybos, the winner of the race, though, from Tony Cairoli, Ken de Dijker. Cairoli, our overall Grand Prix winner from de Dijker and Strybos. And the Italian national anthem for Tony Cairoli, the winner here this weekend. KTM winning manufacturers this weekend. Austrian national anthem for KTM. So in what was an eventful Grand Prix here, round 10 of the FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship, the Latvian Grand Prix, Tony Cairoli of Red Bull KTM wins from his teammate Ken de Dijker, and the HM Plant KTM UK machine of Kevin Strybos, who took his first race victory since 2007. Race 1, Lierop, the final Grand Prix of the season. And here's what happened in race 2. A couple of riders got stood up, one of those being Christophe Pourcel. Tony Cairoli did lead, but look how close he was to being cleaned up there by Gauthier Paulin as he picked himself up and out of harm's way. But Kevin Strybos was our leader for much of the race. Tony Cairoli, though, found himself in a battle with the likes of Gauthier Paul and Ken de Dijker, Clement de Sal, Rune Salves for a while. De Sal, though, found his way through and started to go after Kevin Strybos. But then he made a mistake. I'm sure we'll see that in a moment. Tony Cairoli, though, capitalised on that and found himself getting back into second. De Dijker also went through as Clement de Sal tried to salvage as many points as possible. But in the end, number 22, Kevin Strybos it was who won the second race from Tony Cairoli, Ken de Dijker. But Cairoli was our overall winner here in Latvia. And let's go and talk to Tony Cairoli right now. Here he is with Amy.
Tony, congratulations on winning the GP of Latvia, and of course you take back the red plate.
Yeah, you know, it's nice. That was my goal for this time, this race. Unfortunately, I make a mistake in second race. Big crash could cost me a big injury because it was a pretty big crash. And yeah, after that I start again and try to feel if everything was okay. I just had a lot of pain in my wrist, both wrists. And yeah, I could handle it till the end, pushing back to the Zal and let him make mistake. He crashed, and then I was second. Kevin, for me, was not a problem, you know, for the GP. So I know I pushed at the beginning. We catch some gap to him, but he was also riding pretty good on this muddy track. And big compliments to him and to my teammate Ken that finally is on the podium. And thanks to everybody.
Well, congratulations. We hope that wrist doesn't cause you too many problems.
Yeah, just one more public duty for him, the press conference, and then, of course, it'll be getting that thing packed in ice just to prevent any swelling. Then it'll be off to the Clinica Mobilia for an X-ray on site here, just to make sure there is no damage that's going to rule him out or cost him any time or whatever, because obviously it's still warm, that wrist, at the moment. So the problem is when it starts to cool down, when you start to feel the true effects. But he won the overall Grand Prix. Ken de Dijker, his teammate, was second.
Ken, congratulations. Best GP overall result of the year. Are you happy with how this weekend's gone?
I think I cannot ask for any more. Finally didn't crash anymore and had two good motos. Second moto hanging behind Cairoli. I knew I had to stay close and I could pass also quick with the other riders. So really happy, and also for the team it's really enjoying like this.
Well done, we'll see you next week in Russia.
Yeah, Ken de Dijker, second overall this weekend, his first podium of the year after coming close in the second round in Bulgaria with fourth overall. But, well, onwards and upwards for him then, because he'll be looking forward to Russia and see if he can do it all over again. But one rider who, no stranger to the podium this year, Kevin Strybos, in third overall, and no time to speak to him, unfortunately, but that's two podiums in 2 weeks for the Belgian. That's it for now. We'll see you in Russia in 1 week's time. My name's Paul Malin. Thanks for watching. We will see you at Semyaguri in Russia. Bye for now.